Good day to everyone. Today, our lesson is about the breaker block. In the previous lesson, we talked about the order block. Now, today's lesson is about the breaker block. Yes. So what is a breaker block? For example, based on the previous lesson, let me mark the order block now, okay? For example, we take this at the lowest point because it has taken all the liquidity behind it. So what do we have here? There is a swing, right? If there is a swing, then what is the candle below? This is considered an order block. Yes, this is our order block. Now, this is also an order block. Now, when this order block is formed, the place where the swing is made is considered a breaker block. So what does this become for me? It becomes a breaker block. This is the order block below for me. What does this become for me? Breaker block. So what happens in this breaker block for me? These are considered the places where I open my positions, yes. So first we mark the order block. After that, what can we do? We can mark the breaker block. Now for the breaker block, we can mark the candle where the swing was made. So what was done here? A swing was made. So what is this for us? It's a breaker block, yes. Let me write breaker here. Breaker. This is both an order block and a breaker block for us, yes. Now let's look at the next one. So first, I open the chart. After opening the chart, the very first thing I do is look for an order block at the bottom. At the bottom, then here, the pullback has been broken. So what happens to the candles below? They are considered an order block for me. This is my order block. Now, this pullback here, I said it's green, right? What happens at the point where this green is broken? It is considered a breaker block. So the one below is my order block, the order block below, and next is my breaker block. So what can we do from these two areas? We can look for a position, right? So to open this position, we wait for a change on the 15-minute time frame, right? After the change happens, what can we do? We can open a position upwards, right? In general, a breaker block is the block at the place where a break occurs. We call that a breaker block, right? Now, here as well, for example, I open the chart on the 1 hour time frame. I look at the lowest point. After identifying the lowest point, I check whether a break has occurred here or not, right? What is happening here for me? There are breaks, right? I can take these 3 candles here as the break. A break has occurred, so what does that mean for me? This green area is considered an order block, right? I identify this as the order block. Then, what about the candle that broke through? What is that for me? It is considered a breaker block, right? So here, what are the order block and the breaker block doing? They are lining up together, right? So if I test both the order block and the breaker block, what can I do? I can open a position upwards, right? So in today's lesson, we will fully learn about order blocks and breaker blocks, right? Now let me check other pairs as well in places where there is a swing. Here too, I will look at the highest point. Then if there is a swing, what will happen in the upward direction? There will be an order block. This is my order block. Then a swing was made below it. So what does this become for me? It becomes a breaker block, right? Now what can I do with breaker blocks as well? I can trade, right? If the price is coming down to the breaker block, and if it comes and tests it, and if there is a change on the 15-minute time frame, then I can open a position downward, right? But for now, you are not looking at opening positions. For now, you just need to learn how to correctly and accurately mark the order block and breaker block. We still have imbalance coming up, and then there will be moments when we look for entry points on the 15-minute time frame. That's why, what should you do with these order blocks? First, you need to draw them properly. In other words, you will reach a level where you won't make mistakes. After that, we will show you everything about opening positions. So we have the order block and the breaker block. An order block is when liquidity needs to be taken, a break must occur, and after the break happens, it becomes an order block. Here, I check whether there is a break or not. I don't have a break yet. That's why I can't mark the order block here. When can I mark it? When the price comes and breaks through, I can mark it with the order block at the top. And what can I do with the candle here? I can mark it as a breaker block. Until a break is made, I can't do anything with any of them. I can't mark them, right? So if a break happens here, if the price comes, then what can I do? Here, if the break comes like this and the candle breaks through, then this will be a breaker block for me. This one here will be considered an order block, right? So what can we do with these two blocks? In the future, we'll be able to trade using them, right? Now let me show you another example of a breaker block. Here too, there's a high point, but there still isn't a break here, right? Here, the high point over here has taken the liquidity. This is the high point. And then what happened is that there hasn't been a break below yet, right? There still isn't a break here yet. If a break happens here, what happens to the area up here? This becomes an order block. And what about this one? This is a breaker block, yes? And this one is an order block. This one is a breaker block, so what can we do? We can look at it this way, yes? Let me show you another example. Okay, here I also break my lower point. Here, with the lower point as well, it took the liquidity behind it. So the lower side can become an order block, yes. Because there is a swing low here. This is my order block. Now, the place where the swing low was made is my breaker block. This one is a breaker block. That one is an order block. So, order block, breaker block. This one is an order block. This one is a breaker block. So what should you do? You should find such order blocks and breaker blocks on the chart and practice, yes. Here as well, if I take this as the lowest point, here there is a swing low. So if a swing low is made, what will the candle below become? It will become an order block. What about this candle? It will become a breaker block, all right? Let's look at the next one.
We've already marked this one.
This one is here. Next, again, the same thing. This lower point, there's a swing low. There's a swing low. The one below is considered an order. What about the one above? It's considered a breaker block, that's it. So we mark order blocks and breaker blocks, like this, right? Let's also take a look at EUR, USD. We look at the lowest point. After it, liquidity was taken. And here, there's a swing low, right? So if there's a swing low, the candle below becomes our order block. What happens when a swing low is formed? It becomes a breaker block, that's it. If in the future the price comes back to test this, what can we do? If it gives a reaction, we can open a position upwards, right? In general, make sure you learn how to properly draw these order blocks and breaker blocks. If there are any parts you don't understand, you can write to the curator and ask them. See you in the next lesson.